I've always been interested in electric fish. My research is in the area called electrophysiology. So I study nerve cells and things, but I had a sabbatical coming up. My wife wanted us to do it in Latin America. So I looked for research opportunities in Central South America, and this one came up to study electric fish in Uruguay. I mean, that's the root masses that they live in. So this is their life, is living among all those roots.
It's really dense.
Yeah. And since they're nocturnal, that's why they need their electric sense, because there'd be no real way of moving around in there and know where you're going. So apparently they can like detect, they can feel the roots with their body. Mm-hmm. Well, because their electric sense basically is like a body sense of touch, but it sticks out from them maybe 5 centimeters. So you can't see them, it's dark underwater. So I had the idea that we could make a floating device with an antenna at the top of it to have an LED, and you could put dozens of these out in the water, and each one would be flashing in relationship to probably 1 or 2 of these fish. We'll actually have 4 electrodes.
How many?
4. So there's 2 like this, and then 2 going this way. And then what we'll do is hook those up so that basically if a fish was under it, we can tell which direction they're pointing, and that'll be translated into color. So if they're parallel with these 2, it might be red. If they're parallel with these 2 electrodes, they'd be blue. So then when I came back to Spelman, our new president mentioned that she had appointed Ayoka Chenzira to run a committee to look at sort of including art across campus and a lot of activities, and mentioned art and science. So I went up to Ayoka and said, well, here's an idea, and then Ayoka ran with it.
So what I remember is Gene coming up to me and saying, I know about the science behind the project, but I don't know how to make it pretty. As an administrator, I was very interested in the project because it was going to bring together faculty from across disciplines. But also, I was very interested in the project as an artist. So as a filmmaker and an interaction designer, I frequently work with engineers and computer scientists. So it was also just an added bonus for me.
So I just kind of looked this up over the weekend. It's a highly generalized form that proportions, and it may be a little tall on second thought for the basins we'll be working with, but that could easily be changed, certainly digitally. So this wouldn't be jeopardizing hitting the bottom or anything. Right. So essentially,
I think for us, 1 LED isn't so, you don't get so much mileage out of that.
Correct.
You get the scientific information, but I think from and Joe, in here, because every time I see this, I go like, okay, this is what the scientists need.
So for the art installation, could you get by with multiple LEDs all echoing the same message? They all turn the same color and they all blink at the same rate?
Yes. Yes.
Because then that makes the transition from the scientific to the artistic design pretty simple.
Okay.
You just simply wire a bunch of devices. Now you got to do something with power, but it's relatively straightforward. If you're thinking about different LEDs that are all individually addressable, that becomes a lot more challenging.
Well, myself and Dr. Chenzira will be tackling the design of the artistic side of things, so how to expand on the utilitarian scientific components as a way to create more of a visual experience.
Yes. So we won't be able to use these, I don't think. So the question is if we're going to make our own flowers or not.
Yeah.
with people from different disciplines is very interesting to me. It's often said that people who work in the field of technology have all the knowledge and all the skills, all the technical abilities, but no content. And the people who work in the arts have a lot of content, a lot of ideas, but lack the technical skills to bring them to fruition. So when you bring those two together, I find that to result in projects that are greater than the sum of the parts, if you will.
This is the one that goes on top. Can you hold the sandwich? Yep. And then I'll go over here.
So here's the update. We're in Miami, so we have 9 hours to go. We have like an hour until the flight leaves. But things are still looking up. I mean, the plane is on schedule, so that's what matters. But yeah.
So this is one probe.
One. Yeah, this would be one.
Oh, you touched it then.
Okay, yeah, a lot of 50 hertz noise.
Okay, so I've got to get this down to 10 hertz or so, right? Because right now we're at. Give me a second.
Power's on and everything.
Power's on and everything, yeah. Mr. Fish is sleeping. Okay, so is it constantly radiating?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we got pulses down there at the bottom, I thought.
Oh, there they are.
Or is
You
that
did?
noise?
No, that doesn't look like noise. It's forward. It's noisy. I shouldn't be hearing it, but I do. Alright, did I do anything?
So it's still spiking.
I'm a biologist here at the Instituto Estable, and I'm one of the organizers of the Electric Fish Satellite Meeting. That's satellite to a very big congress of the International Society of Neuroethology. And so this satellite meeting is a gathering of friends and colleagues and students, all scientists that work with the model of electric fish. So since it's a meeting based on a model, we have a lot of different topics. So people that do genomics, ecology, evolution, neurophysiology. And so we thought it was a great idea to have this art installation that Spelman College just thought up. We thought it was great. We thought it would be a great touch and to contact art and science.
So the data that Gene gave me was audio data that records the pulses that the fish make. It's a low frequency pulse. You get this type of sound. So he created a wave file from that data, and he gave me the wave file, and I converted it into a number file, graphed it in Excel. You can see the waveform. I've taken that data and used it to drive a color wheel in software with the different colors depending on the amplitude of the data. And that color gets reflected in the LEDs on the display.
Working with an artist, a biologist, and an engineer, I think it's a great way to see just how different minds come together to embrace uncertainty in a lot of regards and feed off of each other's interests and come to a common understanding.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed about the Electric Fish Project and Gene McGinnis's vision is that it brought together the material world. There were a lot of materials that had to be used to make this project, the electronic world, and also the digital world. So these are the convergence of these worlds are spaces that I very much like to play in. And to see this entire courtyard just filled with these beautiful, beautiful objects that also have scientific value was just an added bonus.
So, working with scientists from Uruguay, artists, engineer, students who are doing programming and such, there's a lot of getting not used to each other's style, but learning each other's style. That artists look for something different than a scientist would, and definitely engineer is about, we have to get it done and move it along. I as a scientist am more concerned about, well, is this really the technically best way to do it? And then the artists are, well, does this actually look good? So it's been very interesting.